work.
And then one of the other things we talked about in the meeting earlier was maybe with, in the future, you know, use the assets that we have, and Tina's great at fundraising and within the Humane Society.
Not put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah, not put you on the spot or anything.
I mentioned it to
Yeah,
him.
so that would be a big boost to that program as well.
We'll also have to build a pen and stuff for potential handler. That's something the city will have to pay for. There'll be another cost. We'll have to get estimates on that, see what that's gonna cost.
We can check with, or maybe an Eagle Scout that's in his, in that time frame, and get an Eagle, that would be a good Eagle Scout project.
That's always something.
Check with Marty Cato and Charlie Brown and, see if they've got someone that's looking for one, and that would be a good Eagle Scout project.
A motion, we proceed.
We'll make a motion on that.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second to proceed forward. All in favor? Any opposed?
Also, committee, we talked tonight, we have 3 patrol cars we're gonna put up for bid to the public. Would likely bids to be closed bids to be turned into the city clerk's office. We did not set a time frame on that. The only thing we did not talk about, we want to give them a week, 2 weeks.
Give them at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we probably need to have them here so they can look at the vehicles, right?
Yeah, they need to be where they can see.
Maybe it's parked over there.
We'll give them parked up here on the lot, by the old museum where they can view them.
Yeah, just leave the keys with the.
Dispatch.
Does that include the 2013 model?
Yes, 2013 Dodge Chargers, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in,
We're getting rid of those.
All right.
in
Really
2
great
weeks from
shape.
today is February 2nd. The earliest it would really go out in the newspaper and media and all that would be tomorrow. So,
Let's give it
do
3
you want to
weeks.
do 3 weeks?
3 weeks would be good.
Two should be good.
2, okay.
Try to get some more.
Alright. Alright, so do you want to do on February 2nd or do on February 3rd? So February 2nd, you'll be able to report it that night at the city council.
That sounds fine.
That sounds good.
Yeah, okay, so, sealed bids at 4 o'clock on, February 2nd, on Tuesday?
That'd be good with me.
Okay, and then that way we can give the report that night, at city council.
Last thing, Paul brought up a while ago about the COVID shots. We've had some officers that have taken the shots. A lot of them are still kind of on the fence or undecided as to what route they want to go. We're not making it mandatory, but the shots are available. Dr. James' office will call us when they get an open, and the officer will bring the shot. So right now, we do have about 6, 7 officers so far that's gotten vaccinated. Yeah, we're just waiting for the others to decide what they want to do. And I can understand the reasoning why they don't want to, I get that. But it is available for us, so we're both sides, so that's about all I have for open session. I do have stuff that needs to be brought up closed session.
We need a closed session.
Okay. On the, police car bids, there is a reserve, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
There's what?
There will be a reserve.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Street park.
So, I'm up here talking. Basically, we need a closed meeting, and, street department's been doing a lot of, stormwater work this past week, and they're cleaning sidewalks and, doing the yearly sidewalk inspections, and that's a lot of sidewalks and whatnot to look at. But we do need to close personnel issue and pass that. You got anything?
Just,
And there's a resolution for the top there.
Oh, yeah, the tab.
yeah, we can do that, we can do that now.
Yeah, that's just the follow-up on the TAP grant. I think Terry got some stuff, and then Gerald and myself have been gathering some pictures and other information for the grant writer and got that to her, so we're on track with all that right now, and I think Terry's got something other than that. That's all I've got, unless y'all got any questions.
Okay.
That's later on the agenda, but we can go ahead and pass the resolution now. The resolution is in the packet. And it's a resolution of the city of Kennett, Missouri, stating intent to seek funding through the Missouri Department of Transportation Transportation Alternatives Program and authorizing the mayor to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding. This is just to state that the city intends to seek the TAP grants, which is a grant for the Floyd Street sidewalk, Floyd and I think Russell Street
Yes.
sidewalk. And that it would be a 70, what the city would be seeking is a 70-30.
Motion?
We're paying
Yeah, motion is second.
We're paying 80%.
This is roll call.
No.
No, we're paying.
All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, good.
Roll call.
No, it's not roll call.
It's not a roll call.
That's right.
You want to ask you the question.
Oh. Okay. All right, okay. So is that also storm as well? Or storm?
No. Just kind of want to warn the public that we're going to have to do a lot of public education events for the to meet the needs of the stormwater program. The education is a big part of it, knowing what we have to do from leaves and grass clippings, the whole works. So we're going to kind of bombard you with that, just to warn the public. We also wanted to start looking at a stormwater reserve that we do not have at the present time. And we looked at holding out 15% for stormwater reserve and decided to make it more of a rounded figure. We're looking at $7,500 a month in reserve. The figures have stayed pretty much true on the income with that program, so that would give us about, what was it, 84,000 a year?
That would be 90,000 a year,
90,000, okay.
at
Yeah.
7,500 a month.
Yeah. So we want to push for that. I don't believe we'd have to do anything except stay within the committee on it. Is that correct? We're okay with it? Okay.
Okay, great.
And we've been working on the ditch on Russell Street, and we've had to take the backhoe and the vac truck and the whole works on that, right? To go under the
Yeah.
streets and everything. That's been a
Yeah, we
mess.
got that ditch was pretty bad. They've got it cleaned out with the backhoe and working on the culverts right now.
And then had a little bit of repair work done on the excavator as well, right?
Yes, we got the mower going again.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We finished the big ditch up, Buffalo, we got it finished up.
How about the ponds, retention ponds? How are we doing on that?
We're still working on that. It's gonna be, we're working on it between other projects. It's working now, so we're just fine tuning it
Good.
as we can.
Good. Not had any text messages or anything about that?
Yeah.
So, you got anything else?
No, that's all I got.
That's it. then.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, industrial.
Nothing for the public at this time.
Okay. Don't have anything under unfinished business, so under new business, we have approval of the city bank balances.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the statement of revenue and expenditures.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we've already done the TAP grant. All right, within the mayor's report. Haven't had a report this week. I did get a report last week where the hospital is still going. They are doing internal demolition, pulling out copper. And they've set up a local bank that pulling stuff out that, I guess it's recycling the copper and getting ready to, their next, ready for asbestos removal. There we go. I'll get to it here in a second.
Do they have a contractor for that?
See what now?
Do they have a contractor lined up for the asbestos removal?
I don't know if they've made, what the final bid on that is. I figure it's, Stan Morris is probably in there, but I'm not 100% sure.
You have a time frame, and that's gonna take place?
That asbestos removal is gonna take at least 3 months.
Yeah,
There's a lot. Wow.
yeah, it's, I know whenever I talked with Monica Tully, she knows there was a lot more, internal demolition than what they were
Yeah.
originally thought.
It's on just about every floor, actually.
Yeah,
So they are working
Yeah.
on
yeah,
the
there's a
interior
crew
part?
out there almost every
Yeah,
day.
like all the, in the ceilings, there's all the piping and everything, and everything. All that's coming down, that way they can get to the asbestos easily and get, and it's a lot. I didn't know what asbestos looked like, but it was wild. They call them hockey pucks. It's just little glue dots all over a 115,000 square foot building. It's crazy.
Ceiling tiles.
Yeah, it's wild.
And so along with that, you know, it's, as Steve mentioned earlier, within our city finances, we want to thank everybody that, one of the few benefits of this COVID that's out there is thought where, you know, thanking the citizens for, they approved the usage tax. I know there are some cities that did not approve it, and that's a tax that you're paying already when you buy something online, and we get to collect it. But you're shopping in town, or online, and that's coming through, and, I believe you gave us the number, 200 and,
I'm looking at the use tax. The use tax alone has brought in to this date, $112,218 in the 7-month period.
so it's, so even, I'm trying to look on the bright side of what COVID has done, that's a bright side for the city, because we are a sales tax based city. And, today was, at 5 o'clock was the deadline for filing, for, city council. And we have, a couple races, actually 3 of them. Ward 1, we have, Mr. Kenneth Walker. I, was found out today that he is in the VA hospital in, Little Rock. So hopefully he has a speedy return, to health and, comes back in. And then we also have, Mike Harburger. Ward 2, we have Lisa Morris running unopposed. Ward 3, we have Charlie Maddox running unopposed. Ward 4, we have Scott Hunter, the incumbent, and David Horton running for Ward 4. In Ward 5, we have Melissa Morgan and Bill Palmer be running for Ward 5. So, you know, it's, when you sit back and look at, you know, what can you do for your city? One of the things that you can do is try to be on city council. Get involved. Even if you don't want to do that far, you can, you know, our industrial meetings, our finance meetings, fire department meetings, street department meetings. Those are all public meetings. We post them out here, and that, you know, come to them if you want to learn more about what's going on within the city and what it takes to run it. There's a lot more to it than you ever would have thought. And so with that, I want to go ahead and go to, I guess one other thing, that tomorrow is a big day for the United States. Whether you voted one way or another, tomorrow is a big day for the United States. It's a big day for Kennett, the state of Missouri, all together. The one thing that you can look at and do is God's in control. And pray to Him that whatever comes about over the next few days, few months, year, that it all comes out okay. And, you know, it's a protest all you want, but when it becomes violent, that's senseless. And freedom of speech is one thing, when it gets censored is another. But there's one thing they can't censor, and they can't censor your prayer to God. So, so whoever, you know, just look back and, you know, be wary of everything that's going on, and just trust in your back. So, with that, we'll open up to public comment. Cool.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Good evening.
council, mayor, and city attorney, and our hub, the city clerk, Ms. Brenda Ellis. Wanted to ask a quick question tonight. My name's Jake Crafton. I did serve on the hospital committee, or sit on the hospital committee, which get close to a year anniversary of all the talk about it. But as far as city business goes, I think we can all agree that the hospital has to be our number one, or at least the top two items that we want to achieve this year, or however long it takes, but at least we're working toward achieving. There is not a lot of information floating around, so mayor or council, anyone that might be able to answer it, is being their funding, do they have the funds confirmed to build the hospital?
It's a private endeavor, so whenever they release that information to us, they'll release it to us.
So how long are we going to wait for them to release the information?
That's completely up to them.
I understand that, but there's a certificate of need, we're going in the 5th month. And I realize they are a private business, but that business is detrimental to our community. And it's very important, and our community is affected by that business. And them having a certificate of need prevents any other options to be put on the table. So I was hoping we'd get an answer, or find an answer out, maybe a timeline or sort of information. With that being said, I was hoping you can give me a good answer without me having to go through this whole spiel, but I'll go through the spiel. So, Mayor, you recall, a week and a half ago, email inquired about the hospital status, and you'd replied back that you had presented all the information at the last council meeting. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I was able to look it up on YouTube. I will have to say, I thought the visual and the audio and the accessibility was great. I really appreciate whoever, is it you, Mayor, or Ms. Ellis, or whomever. And it sure beats the VHS tape days, when we made VHS tape and run up to Cablevision the next day. So I think that's great that you all are doing that. And I thought it was good, I couldn't hear everything. But back on subject. So at the meeting, I learned that the city tax revenue, and again tonight, we heard it was $300,000 plus.
Correct.
In the black, more than expected. Department heads, you all got your budgets in line and within budget, which is great. All that's great news. That gives you should get a pat on the back, Councilman Panousis and your committee, your department heads, and the citizens of Kennett for spending local. That's great news. Wonderful news. Also discussed was a walking trail, and in previous council meetings, new construction and new projects and new equipment. This would all be great news if it was Kennett 4 years ago. But we're not in the same position today as we were even 3 years ago. Kennett has lost industry, several businesses, and I'm afraid we can start seeing our middle working class citizens leave our town. Councilman Malott, I think you can enjoy this analogy. If your house is on fire, the most important thing to do is put it out. Not to remodel, not to paint it, to put the fire out. With that being said, I would like to ask the council to discuss and to consider temporarily saving the unexpected money or revenue and putting a temporary hold on any unbudgeted expenditures that may come up. This will create a temporary insurance account, if you want to call it such. This account would be temporary until we have a firm commitment to whether billionaire funding has their finances to construct a new hospital. I hope BFG gets the funds. That's good for everyone. But if BFG or being there funded can't get funded, then unfortunately, all other options as been presented would require the citizens of Kennett to make the hospital happen. There is no county, there is no state, there's no federal, it's gonna be Kennett that makes it happen. The citizens of Kennett. Hopefully saving excess money would be, and should be, temporary, dependent upon the answer from BFG. I know $300,000 and any surplus money is not going to build a hospital. We all know that. We're looking at $25 million last time I've heard. But this money would be a start. This is not keeping all of our eggs in one basket. Currently today, we have every egg in one basket, the BFG basket. There is not another option for us today. Hopefully this conversation and consideration is for naught, and BFG will follow through with what they say they're gonna be able to do. But until we get a firm commitment, we do not have a hospital. We're no closer than we were 1 year ago. And I understand that work may be getting done, that's just tearing down a building. That's not funding a brand new hospital. If you don't have $25 million, you don't have a hospital. And we'll never have a hospital by sitting here hoping and cross our fingers that come to Atlanta will come through without pushing it along. Every day our city is getting the morale, the economics, the safety, it's hurt. Or it's getting less and less. So I hope you all will put that in consideration. It's just a suggestion from a citizen, but please consider it. At least it'd be a worthy step that we're working on it. I thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Good. Anybody else?
Can I answer Jake's recommendation? Okay, the money that we are getting extra, we're planning on saving that money for any kind of emergency that might come up in the future in the city of Kennett. We're not getting it to spend it tomorrow. We don't have it earmarked for a specific project, but the money that we're generating above our budget will be either in a savings account or aside for any future needs. And that includes the hospital.
That's great. I really do appreciate that. For years, we were not able to have any money saved or set aside where you just work on.
We were struggling to make budget 3 years ago when, if you remember.
Yes, sir.
So the last 3 years.
That was a common thing every year, was trying to make the budget. We couldn't do increases, pay increases.
Yeah, so we're okay this year. We're having some extra money, and like I said, we don't have it earmarked specifically for a hospital, but for any need that might come up
Oh, wow,
for the city of Kennett.
that's great.
It's not to be spent over budget or spend the next day.
Yes, sir. Well, that's great. And like I said, Mayor, I would love to be able to know.
And I agree with you, we gotta have some kind of a time frame because we keep hearing the same things over and over. And I would be wanting to have a time frame. Somebody needs to come up from either the contractor side or the investment group and give us a time frame like they did for other projects here in town. What we're working on. We have time frames. On that project, we don't have